Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Kim, and this is Q&A where I answer questions you guys ask me, or at least I try to. Today's Wednesday. Today's Thursday. This is my second time thinking it's Wednesday. Today is Thursday, first of all, and we're almost close to Friday. We are close to Friday, but it is not yet Friday. This week zoomed by, first of all, which I kind of like. I appreciate that when the week goes by fast. Like I said, the week's been pretty, quiet for the most part. Little buzzings here and there. You guys seem to be really enjoying my latest upload. I appreciate the comments and the likes and the watching of the full video. I enjoyed doing that video. I felt very anyway, it doesn't even matter, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. So I'm just gonna jump right in. Before we get into it though, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is for informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged, even in the comments, okay? If you want a personal reading, you can click more in the description of this video, and you will see the link. If you have no idea what I'm saying, you can email me moonlightenergy15@gmail.com, and I will send you the link. Some of you have been emailing me, and I've been slow to answer, or there's so many emails. I need time. I need time, and then the list of things that I probably need to do that has been not super low, but not super highly prioritized. Not as high as honestly like just engaging in creative expression, immersing myself in stories. Okay, let me be honest with you guys, but I'm gonna get back into that slowly but surely. I will answer you. I promise you I'm not ignoring. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's jump right in. So me and Edgar and whoever else wants to join in as I answer these questions can join in. All right, I'm so hot, first of all. I think the air was off. Now it's on, and I'm still baking. I'm trying to get cool. I'm drinking tea. That's probably not helping, but what can I do? Number one. The first question is from Taurus 1647. Hello, how are you? Will there be an interim government led by a coalition, including President Obama? This is after the present regime or administration is ousted. Will be ousted? Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. First, let me ask. Okay. Okay, so I'm being told no. What I'm hearing is no, there will not be. There will be chaos and confusion is what we will have. To be honest, they said. They meaning Edgar. It feels like more than Edgar speaking to me actually, but I hear his voice the most. It's saying, they're saying it's not that this administration will be ousted necessarily. It's scandal. Something, he said there'll be more infighting than anything. And infighting with who? More infighting with this administration. I don't want to say what I just heard. Because their leader will be DEAD. That's what I just heard. And so there'll be infighting, like shock, confusion, and scandal, which is not new. What am I being? A feeling feels not good. It feels like I'm trying to think why I'm feeling this way, and because it's not my emotions. As soon as I went and delved into this energy, I feel very anxious and uncomfortable. I don't like it. There's something else that was said after a grab for power. There'll be a grab for power. Like they won't want to let go of power, the Republicans. There won't be an interim government, to answer your question, no. Okay, let's look at the visual. Will there be an interim government? Okay. Clear to center, please. Will the current administration be ousted? Will the current administration be ousted? Yes. Okay. Clear to center. A little yes. There's a lot of friction, I feel. Will there be confusion and chaos? Will there be confusion and chaos? Will there be confusion and chaos? Okay. Okay. Yes. Let's look at the cards real quick. I'm just gonna pull. Honestly, it's really going to be bad in the sense of like, they're really not going to know what to do because DT is their motivation. Like I said, you know, his essence. His riz. You know? Just cult of personality sort of thing. Lord and Savior sort of thing, you know? For them. Yeah, I'm not talking about the people, the world. I'm not talking about the people like, I didn't even ask anything. What am I asking? Nope. Tower. Chaos and confusion. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, new beginnings, sure. The World in the Tower. Shock and awe. Okay. Alright, I hope that answered your question. Let's see here. Question number 2. Question number 2 is from 19 Aquarius. Hello. My question, hi Kim and all. My question is, will the government in America ever return to some kind of normalcy? Will the government, gun sellers, makers, and law, and people in America ever make a priority to keep children, teachers, staff, people in general in the schools, public places, etc., from gun violence by making the necessary strict laws to prevent such unhinged, violent killings of human life? That's an excellent question. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Let me make sure my mic is working. Okay, it's working. I get scared, you know. Okay. Why is the time going by so quick? Okay. Will America have stricter gun laws in the future? Yes. In the year 2034, that will be a part of a bigger discussion. Stricter gun laws. Yes, that will pass. I just feel a lot of confusion and I feel a lot of what's the word? Pushback from certain states. There'll be a more serious discussion because unfortunately more violence will continue, and it'll take the right person in charge, or the right leader, where they will, can make this a federal, there's so much money involved and so much money changing hands. It'll be difficult, but let's see the visual real quick. Will America pass stricter gun laws? Okay, clear the center, please. Will it be by the year 2034? Will it be by the year 2034? I'm saying yes. Okay. But it'll be pushed back. But it'll happen. 2034. Oh. Hope that answers your question. Number 3. Digital Doll House 22. Hi Kim, some tech experts claims that nanotechnology will be able to heal the human body on the cellular level as soon as 2030. What do you think? What do you pick up regarding this? Man, they've been saying that since I was in high school. Since I was in grad school, they've been talking about this. Okay, let's see. Nanotechnology. Not here. I heard yes and no. Too expensive. Definitely something about money. Definitely what happened in other countries before it is allowed here in America. They're so slow here. And when you pair it with insurance companies, that they can't function if money is not, it's healing people. Really? Healing? Is there money in that? There's a whole lot of delays here. So by 2030, I don't see it, not in this country. Okay? But yes, in other countries. On a cellular level. Yeah. Most definitely. Well, nanotechnology for healing humans on a cellular level, or sickness on a cellular level, be available by the year 2030. Saying yes. Clear the center. Would it be available in America by the year 2030? Would it be available in America? No. Okay. We're so far behind on so many things here. Which is interesting. Anyway, I won't get into it. What number am I on? 1. Number 4. Number 4 is Kim Finley, F3I. Hi, Kim. Do you think... Whoa, just got dizzy. Do you think that once Trump has his life review, that we will move to 5D or leave the Matrix behind? Once he goes on, we're doing that now while he's here. It is happening already. We're being ascended. We're being pushed up. That's when we're most challenged in any, I think, part of human history. There's an ascension that happens for us. We do the same things. We seem to not learn any lessons. But then you find that we do. We evolve some way spiritually, somewhere, but we keep encountering, there's many Trumps in the world. And we keep encountering them, one big Trump after the other, but they always fall. They always fall in the end. And there's always this big period of chaos or peace or whatever, but it is happening now, Kim. We are moving up. Okay? I hope that answered your question. Okay, next question, number 5, is from Malta M2325. We've been hearing you and Edgar tell us about T's expiration date. Any news on those lines on Putin and Netanyahu? You know, I cannot say that man's name. Okay, let's see. VP, I don't like touching on his energy. I don't even know if he's alive, quite honestly. I don't know. I don't think he... Anyway, I don't. There's something there with that one. I just had a deja vu. Okay. Okay, so as for Netanyahu, I just heard he will be alive for quite a few years because the universe has plans for him to face consequences of his actions in the physical world. So he'll be around for some time because he's not finished yet. He has to go through some things, apparently. Let's see here. He has to go through some things. And as for VP, I did my live with Dr. Ken. Hi, Dr. Ken, from the Indigo Corner. Please check him out. We both asked about VP and whether or not that was actually him in that meeting in Alaska, and the answer was no. And there's something about I talked about his energy. It's very I don't know. I don't know about that one. Very, very dark. Very, 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 very dark energy, that one. Scary. He scares me. He scares me. Not gonna lie. Yeah, he has some... I have to shuffle these. Hold on, let me shuffle again. They come up again, those are his cards. Netanyahu is his outcome. My guys are saying you really don't have to pull anymore. Don't have to pull anymore, actually. I got 3 of Pentacles and Judgment. That's what fell out. The Emperor and the 9 of Pentacles. He got some things to go through. Netanyahu. Judgment is these 2 cards here, the Emperor and Judgment, are 2 major cards. He has some things to face in the physical world. That's why he's still here. Okay? He has to get his just due. He has to get his just due. Okay? Some things to defend, you know. Nine of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, collaboration. Things going on behind the scenes. Judgment. Judgment. Time has come. You know, rebirth, elevation. Fool was there. He got some things that he doesn't think he'll ever face, but he will face the consequences. Okay. VP, let me see. I don't. He's so deceptive. I don't know if he's physically around or not. I feel like he isn't. I feel like, but then it feels like smoke and mirrors, like he switches out people. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. Okay, number 6. I hope that's number 6. Number 6 is from Sebastian HLX 2045. Hi Kim, Kamala is visiting Canada and the UK on her book tour. Does she intend to send a message to them with this move, knowing she'll be POTUS? I don't think she knows she'll be POTUS. She doesn't. She knows what's hers, but she doesn't know that. There's no surety there, you know? She's just doing this for a number of reasons to show that she's still around. She's doing it her way, on her terms, speaking of her experience. Because people tried to speak for her and say really nasty things about her running for president in 107 days, which is crazy, and all that support rallied behind. Anyway, so send a message. That is the message is I'm still here, and I have things to say, and she knows that people are waiting for her. The things that I saw, the visions that I saw when I spoke about this yesterday at the end, her the visions that I was shown of her on, speaking in front of a large crowd of people, people cheering, and the things that I was shown probably was that. I also saw her looking out the White House, a window in the White House. But the things that I saw was more than likely her tour, and the thing I saw her building and working on, focused on ideas she had, grabbing them back. She's still going to talk about the American dream. She's still going to talk about all of those things and share that with the world, because she knows what her relationships were as vice president. She knows the work that she's got done. She knows how much the people wanted her. So that's the message she will be giving. I can't wait to read that book and see what's inside. It won't be explicit like I saw some comments. I don't think so. I don't know actually, but I'm pretty much sure it won't be like, I mean, if it is, that'd be dope, but she's a bit more diplomatic than that. She knows how to, she's a wordsmith, so she knows how to get across what she needs to say to help people understand. Okay? All right. So that's that. Okay, next question. Next question is from Infinite Curly Fries. I have a bit of a loaded question since you're also a therapist. There's a psychiatrist, Healthy Gamer GG, also known as Dr. K, who has talked about the rise of AI girlfriends and boyfriends and how they tell someone anything they want to hear, but that people will eventually gravitate toward one that's mean to them every once in a while, and companies will place it behind a paywall or some other subscription. Dr. K believes the problem is going to get a lot worse, especially when people start to lose their jobs to AI and automation. And since we can do everything online, then on top of that, people won't feel a need to leave their house or become agoraphobic. And then they'll rely on AI girlfriends and boyfriends. I'm guessing depression will also be on the rise. That's already happening. That's been happening for years, actually. As someone who is in this field, yeah, it's even worse than that. It's not even just AI. I'm wondering, both from a spiritual viewpoint and your viewpoints as a therapist, how do we get back to having human connection and social interaction and dating and so on, since AI is here to stay? It's not AI. Listen, AI has become a problem. I saw long ago. I see AI's benefits, but the downside is the environment and all the other things. I do see some benefits. I see a huge downside. I talked briefly about AI psychosis was a new thing in the mental health community, where people are becoming more people who, one, are probably already vulnerable to a mental health disorder. They go into psychosis because they believe this thing that they're speaking to is conscious and aware, and so they become delusional, etc., etc. But in terms of becoming agoraphobic, and this has been happening before AI. Just screens in general is a problem. People don't know how to socialize with each other anymore because of screens. And AI is just making it worse. People are so on the internet, so online, and their algorithm is designed to only see the things that they want to see. Therein becomes an even smaller bubble. So there's a bubble, and then their bubble. We have our bubble, and then the bubble that we create through our algorithms and the things we look at on social media. So people, quite frankly, when you look at comments, there are mean people that say mean things. Where it's not even, it could be a cat video and it's something cruel said. You have online dating where people don't know how to have a conversation or communicate or interact. There are also AI therapists. The problems are screens. People are diagnosing themselves. The problem is social media. Then you have AI generated inside social media. I know this is a question about AI, but as a therapist, I'm just speaking of all the things that I see and all the problems. Social media is the issue. Screens are the issue. Will we get back to a time where this was, human connection was not manufactured, was not created, in a way that we want it? Will people stop talking to AI? Yes and no. Like I talked about, someone sort of asked a similar question. People will be, there'll be more restrictions we place on ourselves when it comes to AI. People will reject it. Places of business, schools, that sort of thing. It will be rejected in terms of usage, how we use it, those sort of things it won't replace creativity. It won't replace, so long as there are people out there who are aware and will crack a book open, or it won't do that. I don't foresee that at all. But yes, it will cause it's already causing an issue with adding to the mental health crisis. Yes, it will. It has. It is. It's not just AI though. It's social media in general, and has existed for many, many years before AI became this. Before ChatGPT, it's been an issue. Just online dating, period, has caused huge issues. And now you have AI, so people are having conversations with AI boyfriends and girlfriends, and it's just this has been a phenomenon before AI, is my point. And people think, I have autism, I'm on the spectrum. No, you have social anxiety because you haven't left your house in 3 days and you've just been looking at online stuff. Anyway, yes and no. Do we go back to having human connection? Yes, we do. This will get bad. I'm seeing the DSM will change. All of it will, it'll be slow to change because everything here is slow. But just like gaming addiction, it was slow for them to see that over here, the issue, that's a real thing. Saw it in Japan first, and now here it's being looked at in the past few years more serious. Okay, I hope I answered your question. Next question. Sorry about that. Next question. Rachel K. Hi, Kim. Hello, Rachel. Can negative energy that we pick up from others be transmuted, and how? Yes. It can be transmuted. If you pick up someone's energy, let's say their negative energy, whatever that may be, and you want to transmute it from your own body, changing your consciousness from whatever you picked up into something positive, do you want to feed back the energy? I can only explain it. Okay, let's see here. There's so many ways. I know transmutation, like changing something into a higher, more refined form. Sometimes even shifting your own consciousness. Okay, so I'm a therapist, and I know as a person, I'm very sensitive, I'm very empathetic, and I can read energy. I can help shift people's energy. I've done that a lot. I have been affected by people's energy, especially in sessions. Even through over a screen, I still feel it. And I'll have a client come into the session, not smiling, just upset, overwhelmed, in a dire state of being. And it could be a lot for you to when you pick that up, if you're open. It depends on I'm speaking in a different context, I think, than what you are asking. How do I deal with that? If I get out the session and I still feel that energy, I'm carrying different people's because I helped them process, and that by the end of the session they're smiling with a solution or, intervention, or they just feel better because they got through they went through the session, and that's what therapy is supposed to do. Sometimes you don't feel better, but you at least deal with the emotions that you are experiencing, and then they go off, and then here I am sitting with their stuff still. I don't you change the negative energy of their stuff into positive. You shield yourself. You have to, if you are empathetic, if you take on other people's moods or emotions, you have to learn how to detach yourself from that. There's a part of mindfulness that does involve detachment. When really you, I know I keep saying but I'm looking at my experience. I could only ever speak from my experience, but it may be different for you, Rachel, how you can transmute or transform feeling someone's negative energy. I might meditate. I might put on Meditative Mind on YouTube and just listen to frequencies. I might light a candle to do something to relax until it changes or fades, the feeling. If you find yourself always open emotionally and the feelings just are affecting you, learning how to shield yourself is very important. Using visual keys, imagining a bubble around you, you know, those sort of things. But yes, it can be transmuted, but you have to, I think, figure out how you respond to others, you know, emotions or energy. I hope that answered your question. Whenever someone is, their energy is negative, unless they're mean, you know, I don't shy away from it. I try to figure out what's wrong. Why are you like this? You know, that's what I do, at least. I always try to figure out, why is this like this energy like this? Is probably the second top thing I do. Why this person like this? Even, you know, when I channel people, even people that seemingly are not quote unquote good people, like a Elon Musk, or I always try to find what is happening here. That helps me a lot. Hope that answered. Next question. How many questions do I have? Not many. Okay. Alright, next question is from HV Joy. Hello, Kim. Many thanks to you and your guides to help us keep the faith, stay grounded, calm, and hopeful. You're welcome. Based on past channelings, JD Advance will be in charge after DT goes. Any insights into many days, weeks, or months? How many days, weeks, or months? JD. Okay, that's a good question. I don't think about him. He's like, okay. How long will he be in charge for? Y'all may not like my answer, but I heard a year at the most, so it could be less than that. But it will be. Here's what it wasn't Edgar speaking. This sounded like someone else I've never heard before. Anyway, I heard a year at the most, but it will be full of strife. It will be terrible. A terrible, terrible time for him. Awful. Awful. Full of strife. I heard terrible, terrible time. Okay? No more than a year, but just a terrible year. He won't know what to do. You talking about getting tomatoes thrown at you? It says springtime in April. Okay? That's what I'm seeing in the cards here that I just pulled. But it'll be... He will be so bereft. He will be so just, ill-prepared for the response. Walked over, stepped on. No work getting done whatsoever. He's not as bold as DT. He's not as bold. And honestly, he's worse. Like, he's not worse actually, but let's see. Give me one card here for what would that look like? A JD Vance presidency. What would that look like? Please show me. Shuffle 4 times, I heard. 2, 3. Okay. Cuts. Page of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. 2 of Pentacles. I have to shuffle again these cards. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Hangman. Just delays. The energy just feels like fumbling confusion. He looks and it feels embarrassing. Page of Swords wanted to come out before. Six of Cups always comes out. Always comes out in this situation. Always comes out. The Magician. I saw the Magician before. Six of Pentacles. I mean, 6 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. This is your reputation. 5 of Pentacles is just terrible. Left out in the cold. Victim, always getting the short end of the stick. Just feeling just out there. The 6 of Wands is, your reputation, how people look at you. Next to the 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, just a flimsy foundation. The Moon, uncertainty. Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, just like Page was here too. I wouldn't worry. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but MAGA will hate him. They'll eat him up. They'll eat him up. Anyway. Okay. Next question. Oh, Rachel, you asked twice. That's all right. I recall a reading you did about 3 to 4 weeks ago where you mentioned something about needing to protect our children in school. Did you have a vision about what happened today in Minnesota? And if so, is there anything about this that will lead to positive change? Yes, I did have a vision about that. I saw when I said, I remember, and it was very shocking to me when I looked. I didn't know it was a school shooting, and then I looked, and I thought it was something happening on the street when I first saw the news headline. Then when I looked again, I saw it was a school shooting, and I said, I saw this. I said this would happen, and it shocked me. I was shocked. Yes, Rachel, that's what I saw. Will this lead to positive change? No. It won't. Not under this administration. They're blaming the devil. They're blaming mental health. but yet we'll do nothing about mental health in schools. It's so bad. It's gotten, under Biden administration, it did do a lot for mental health. A lot, I will say. More than any other administration. Quite honestly, to be frank. In my time, I mean. But there's still, to acknowledge that we're in a mental health crisis. And no, people who have mental health don't just shoot up places, But if there was something implemented in schools, not just when kids have actual problems, but to teach them about compassion and empathy, no, it won't lead to positive change. No. I don't think this will, another one, we'll see more, unfortunately, once September rolls around. But yes, that is what I saw. It's just neglect. The schools are terrible. But that's another conversation for another day. Last question, DM3133. Hi, Kim. Were Trump and Jeffrey Epstein ever lovers? Thank you for considering my question. That made me laugh. Were they ever lovers? That made me laugh out loud, actually. Because it would be funny. Were they ever lovers? No, they weren't. They were not. Nope. DT does the things he does to people, to women, to girls, because he can. He's entitled. He thinks he's entitled to anybody. Epstein did the things because he is, they're both equally yoked in terms of, but they're very different. He enjoyed it, rather, Epstein. He is very, 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 very dark. Okay? And listen, I'm not caping for Donald Trump. We know what it is. But they were not lovers. And they didn't even like each other at some point. But they, perspectives are different. He could do what he wants, Donald Trump. I'm Donald Trump, and I could do what I want. And it doesn't say he doesn't like it, what he has done, but it's much different motivation. Jeffrey Epstein's on a different level of evil. Okay. There's one more. What time is it? Okay, I have 1 minute that I'll. Amy Noel, 9639. Hi there. Is Merrick Garland compromised, a saboteur, or just merely incompetent? Thank you. He's not incompetent. Is he a saboteur? No, he is not. Merrick Garland, honestly, I have pulled for him in the past. I think I said this. I'm looking at his energy now. It really has not changed. He believes he followed the letter of the law. He did. That's what he believes. Is Merrick Garland a saboteur? Is he a saboteur? No. Disagree with him or not, he believes he was as biased as he needed to be in the Department of Justice. Department of Justice shouldn't be involved in half the things we see. They shouldn't be involved. They should be completely separate from the executive, from the commander-in-chief. Shouldn't even know anything, really. So he believes he is not a saboteur, no. Nor is he incompetent. He believes he followed the letter of the law, even though he, anybody could disagree with him, from the president. They, but they would make sure that they follow protocol and how things go in terms of the law, no matter who you are. And I pulled cards for him. I'm looking at his energy. I'm in his energy. I see the same sort of energy. He did follow the law. He reviewed things and he said, oh, well, we can't do that. Now, do I agree with it? No. Is it frustrating? Yes. Infuriating? Oh, yeah. But that's how he feels. I can only report what his energy is saying. Okay? But let's look at where we are. Lesson learned, right? Alright, guys, that's it. I'm going to end here. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will talk about the month ahead, okay? So, same kind of deal. Reviewing things, looking at outcomes. There's a few, I'm going to do it a little bit differently, so I hope you guys like it. But I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye, like the video.